and by what yardstick will we use. That's my thoughts on that, and I would take that one step further to suggest that we consider tabling this particular ordinance and taking the time to study it further and review it carefully, and then should we decide to bring it back at that time, do so.
Let's see if we got any further comments, and then we'll come
Please.
back to you, Lord.
Absolutely.
Mark, you have any comments?
I would agree somewhat with both Lori and Justin. I think we're all very passionate about the issue that's in front of us right now, and I really don't think we're prepared to be able to administer the ordinance as it's written. I don't think we have the procedure in place to be able to administer this, and until we are able to do that, I would also be supportive of tabling this for a later discussion.
Steve, do you have any further discussion?
No, I'd just like to say that I agree with what Lori and everybody said. I really think that it's something this important that we need to take the time and really do it correctly the first time and not work in haste.
There's currently a motion on the floor.
Right.
Before we act.
You want to withdraw that?
I will, but first I want to say that we do need to review this. It does need to, it's something that has to be taken into consideration and put into place to update our codes, especially since our business license codes haven't been updated for over 50 years, 60 years. So it is something that needs to be done, and so we need to take the time to do it right. We can't just make this decision in 2 days and create a new code and make sure it's correct. So I rescind the motion and table it for.
I rescind the second on that motion also.
Go back to Lord. Did you have a?
Then I will make the motion if you'll allow me to table, I'm sorry, I don't have the ordinance number on this sheet.
3.118.
Well, section 3.118, but okay, the suspension and revocation and non-renewal of business licenses, ordinance number 2788.
We have a motion on the floor to table.
I would second that motion.
We have a second. All in favor? The second order we need to consider tonight is an ordinance establishing section 3.100-1, qualifications of an applicant of the Code of Ordinance. You look like you want to talk.
I would like to make a motion. I would like to make a motion for ordinance number 2789 to as well table this ordinance, but I would like to hold discussion and deliberation on it at the same time.
Discussion.
I would second that motion.
And a second. Now, discussion.
I feel as though this was really, a lot of this was discussed in the first one. This one is very subjective to the person who's going to enforce this ordinance, and we need to really further consider this one even more than the previous one, due to the subjectiveness of who gets to determine who is of good moral character. Who determines that?
I would.
So I do have an issue with how this is written, as far as how subjective it is and who makes that determination. That's not really clear in this ordinance.
Mark?
And again, even this ordinance here, we've got parts here that don't really provide a procedure for how to do, you know, the background checks that are going to be required here. And again, there's a demeanor of applicant, who gets to determine what somebody's demeanor is. And we just need to do a lot more work on this ordinance before we're ready to put this out on the books. I mean, it may fix something right now, but it is very likely to create much larger problems later.
Steve?
I would like to say that I can certainly appreciate the providing of these ordinances and what was behind trying to bring to the table some standards that we haven't had before, and I can appreciate that the motivation or the what propelled some of this, I'm certain, is that, you know, we have a drive to protect our community, and you know, bottom line, we want what's best for our citizens. And so in appreciation of that, definitely we need to take a look at what we have on our books and with purpose draft ordinances that benefit the city of Odessa and its citizens without creating issues in the process that we're going to maybe regret down the road or look back on and not be able to effectively enforce. Or so again, I appreciate where this I can appreciate where this comes from, absolutely. And I think that we need to act rather than react. And after, you know, after contemplating this myself and hearing feedback from citizens, which is thank God for feedback from citizens, you know, that we need to take the time that's necessary to make sure that what we do enact and what we stand behind as a board is best in the short term and in the long term, not just now, but from here on out. So that's my thought on that.